Good morning. Headed into the office. Wanted to make sure that went ahead and did this last video for you guys. So in our interview season series, we've already talked about 3 tips. One was to make sure you cater your resume and the bullet points to the job you're applying for. The second tip was to make sure that you were comfortable talking about yourself in the interview and the experiences that you've had. Third tip was some pre-work, where just basically told you guys to properly evaluate the situations that you've been a part of so that you can answer the behavioral interview questions. And then the last one is pre-work as well. And oftentimes I see people who, what they don't do, and his advice is that we don't circulate our CV enough or our resume enough or apply to a number of jobs. Now, don't get me wrong, I get it that you have that job, that residency, that program that you want to be a part of. But something I want to bring to our attention is that just like you are interested in that program or in that job, so are a lot of people. So sometimes it gets to be a numbers game that we have to think of. And one thing another thing that we have to consider is that there's a lot of competition in the workplace now. There's a lot of competition that we have to take into consideration. And I think that you're probably awesome and that you deserve the job, but sometimes just the way numbers work, the likelihood of you getting the job that you're looking for, especially if it's a high prestige position or organization that you're with, a program, it just could be kind of tough. So, the reason why I say we don't circulate our resumes enough and our CVs enough is because the way we must interact with today's job market is much different than it was 10 or 15 years ago, right? So what I mean by that is that we have to recognize that it's about the experience, and it's best to have a job while you look for that job. Now what I mean by that is that you may be idolizing a particular program, a particular position, a particular organization, but we don't have context, right? We've never been there. We may have just thought things that we've heard, but we need to recognize that we have to become something to get the things that we want in life. So we have to grow into something, gain experiences. So the way we should interact with this job market in today's world is, I call it the 3 E's. We must explore, experience, and extract. So what I mean by that is that you may have to just, take a position while you're looking for the position. But when you're doing it, you got to explore, see the things that you like, see the things that you want to discover of yourself, explore some ideas and some things that may be a little bit out of your comfort zone, may not be perfect, but how can you explore them to see what can you gain from it? Then you should go there and experience it. So again, with that experience, you're gaining cool things to put on your CV to continue to evolve. You should not be the same person when you start something as to when you finish. And then the last E is extract. So what that means, extract everything you possibly can out of that, from a learning, from an experience, from a confidence perspective. Because again, every experience that you have should make you better for the new opportunities that you have in the future. So here's an example. So my current role, when I started here on campus, I was certified, I had a certificate to be able to do only immunization and MTM. Well, 3 years later, guess what? I'm a master trainer for 5 different certificate programs. So that means not only can I deliver, I can actually do the content, I can actually train others going forward. So I'm a master trainer in Team Steps. I'm a trainer for the APHA programs of immunization, MTM, diabetes, and National Association of Chain Drug Stores point of care testing. So that means if I ever choose to leave or decide to leave this particular role, that I will be able to go ahead and do that for myself and for other organizations going forward. So I explored something that I was interested in. I experienced a lot over the last two years, and then I extracted as much as I can. And guess what? I'm still going to explore and experience and learn and extract as much as I can before I decide to leave this place or if the next opportunity comes. But I'm be a better person today than I was 2.5 years ago or 2016 from when I started. So, that's the thing, circulate your CV. It's not a loss if you don't get the thing you idealize, or it's not a loss if you didn't get the position, the program, or the opportunity that you were holding so near and dear to. the opportunities you're going to have are going to make you better fit for that. Or if they don't make you a better fit for the thing that you were hoping for, they're going to maybe change your point of reference so that you can be something else and go do something greater. So that's the tips. So, just recap as we close out this series. 1, make sure you're catering your CV and resume to the experiences that to the job that you're applying for. 2, make sure that you talk about yourself during the interview. And the last 2 tips are obviously pre-work. Make sure you're evaluating your past experiences so you can talk about them in a meaningful way during the interview. And then lastly, circulate that CV. Get it out there. Just because you apply to a position one time doesn't mean you shouldn't apply again in 6 months. Doesn't mean you shouldn't circulate to other programs. Make sure your goals are the biggest thing that you focus on, not the program, the opportunity, or organization. So it's been fun, guys. Talk to you later.